you know. And now, I don't speak to them, I don't want to know them. But that's what you get in boxing. Everybody knows a better story. It's like building a world champion. Every Tom, Dick and Harry and his dog starts whispering in down the rear hole. Yeah? Because they can see a money train there. But if they're stupid enough, they're naive enough, they're greedy enough, they'll go down that path. They'll sell their arsehole, they'll sell the soul to do what they're going to do. Some of them will. But, you know, the ones that don't, they're the ones. You know, they're the good souls, aren't they? So it's like anything else. You see everything in life in boxing. It's what it is. But it's not just for boxing. It's life in general, isn't it? It's the same. So what you got to do, you got to cut out all the shit, keep to the positive. And look, you know, I'm not saying, you know, somebody can be an idiot one year and somebody can turn the corner. You know, it just depends what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it depends on the type of person, because I have heard it time and time again. There's people that will bring fighters through, good fighters through, and like you said, they start to see that money, they start thinking, bloody hell, that fighter's going to become something. I'll tell you what, send a message, see if you can get them just to come down the gym. I've seen it all, and I'm sure you've seen it a lot more, but then it's like, how do you then think about trusting your fighters to know that they're going to stay put, because fighters do, they go off, they may not do that well, and then they come back with the tail between their legs. We've seen it before. What makes your fighters stay and not like run off and not betray and stay where they are? What is it that makes you different?
I don't know what it is. It's good people. It's like me saying now, like, I'm not going to be 100% loyal to Savannah. I'll always be there for her. I don't care if she gets crawled up off the canvas. I'll always look after her.
Win, lose or draw.
I don't care. I'll always be in her corner anyway, because of the type of person she is. She's got a lovely family. I want the best for her. Win, rain and snow. So that's how you should be with people. It's not just about what you can do at the time. I don't have contracts. I have nothing to do with it. So it's all about a trust issue with me. You know, I train the fighters, not interested in a piece of paper. I don't have that.
So your word is your bond. That is proper old school. What you say.
I don't need no contracts, because look, everybody's free to walk when they want to walk. I don't need your 10%, do I? You know. So what can a fighter financially give me anyway, really? Not financial can't give me anything. I've got probably as much as anybody, if not more. But money's not my god anyway. It's not an issue for me. I like money, I like nice things, I work hard every day outside of boxing. You know, I've got businesses, you know, I do the best I can. You know, I'm not saying money's a bad thing, no. You know, but if you treat money fairly, you know how to deal with it, it's a good thing. But don't let it become you. Don't start being a greedy fool and thinking you're better than somebody else because you've got something and you can look down on somebody. You can't look down on anybody. Doesn't make you a better person, does it?
Well, I agree with that, but you'd be surprised how many people in this day and age, money is their God, and that is all they do care about. Like I said, the materialistic things, but if you pull all of that away, there's not a lot of substance left out there. We see it all the time. It's
we can go around and round and round.
Yeah.
You know, look, 1 minute I can drive a £500,000 car, next minute I can be driving a van, next minute I drive something for 500 quid. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you dressed, what you've got. Well, what is it? Going round, the world's round and everything's in a circle. You start, you go round and end up back in the ground with nothing. Ashes to ashes.
Spot on.
Zero. So live life and be good, you know, and stop all this, you know, I don't know what they want to do. But it's all a case of being uneducated. It's having a short vision. A lot of people don't realise what to do.
So Savannah then, going into this fight, obviously there, you know, I'm a fan of hers. Going into this fight with a ex-world champion as well, a tough fight. We know what the Belgium ladies are like. They're, you know, she's not coming to sit there. She's coming to have a scrap. Savannah's studied her. You could hear from when we spoke about, you know, what she's coming with. And Savannah's mentioned that this is kind of like camp number 2, as they were supposed to fight previously. How do you see this fight going for Savannah?
You know, one thing, I've always been confident with my fighters, and you know, and everything normally should go to plan. But this is boxing. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing's a given, you know. So anything can happen. Like you said, Herman Femke, what their name is, could come up with a master plan. Could be a different fighter. Savannah could, I don't know, trip up in the first round, break her ankle. Anything can happen. It's boxing. You're in a contact sport. There's no surety. Nothing is a given. That's why every fighter's trained for like it's the best fight on the planet. So my fighters are trained on not overlook anybody. I don't care if Herman was coming in with 10 straight losses. She'd fight as if she was fighting Clarissa Shields. So I don't take chances, I don't cut corners, because I know what can happen in there. But I'm a believer in this. If you know what you're doing, you train properly, you dedicate, forget all the bullshit, forget trying to impress the crowd, forget trying to impress people, forget trying to look for a knockout, forget all of that. Peel them unnecessary layers off, yeah? Peel them sacks of shit off your back, yeah? Get in there, focus on your opponent, and do what you need to do. Get the win. That's the thing, no pressure. Take the pressure away, concentrate on the fight itself, and that's it. And you know, sometimes trainer-fighter can have a bond where, you know, the fighter tries to impress the trainer or whatever. There's nobody needs to impress me. I just want the fighter to do the best they can, because you've got to put your mind in their mind. They're doing the fighting, you know. So I understand everything that goes on. I understand the emotions involved in it. I understand everything about it. So it's about discussing it, dissecting it, and getting the feedback off the fighter, because ultimately you've got that bond there, you know. I'd rather a fighter say to me, Peter, I'm here, I'm nervous, I'm shitting myself, what do I do? I can work with that. What I can't work is somebody who's zipped up,
okay,
and not telling me anything. But I know something's the matter, so I'll find out myself anyway, because that's what you've got to be, and that's how you need to know your fighter. You know, we've had situations in the past, not now, but previous times. You know, I've had Savannah warming up for fights, and something's amiss. And I said, are you all right? I said, yeah. She said, yeah. And I said, something's not right. I said, is it this, is it that? And you know, no, I'll be all right. And she's come to me the next morning, she went, you know what?
You were spot on.
Yeah, exactly, that's how I feel, and I feel 100 times better for you speaking to me. You know, and it's turned things around. We've trained again the next day, back to where she was. Perfect. So if you can't read things, nobody's invincible. Everybody's got feelings, everybody can be hurt, nobody's a machine. If we was a machine, we wouldn't have a heart pumping. We're all human nature, yeah? We've all got to be sympathetic and understand. It's that level of understanding you need. You don't need to be an expert trainer. You just need to be, you know, in the person's interest and being on understanding this job.
It's having that compassion. You've kind of like shed a different light on it. It's more of a personal light, which there's similarities between myself. When you care about something, when you care about someone, and you want them to succeed, you will do anything to help them. And it's that genuineness from you. It's not about you, it's about them. And it's almost like all of them are like your flock of children, and you're getting them ready to go off to, I don't know, university, whatever it is. You're sort of like nurturing them into where they need to get to, which is, you know, these world titles, these belts.
Well, let's break it down, you know, not everybody's a world champion.
Okay.
You know, to be a world champion, you've got to have something special in you, you know. And it's not me making them a world champion, it's that effort. I can only guide the fighter as to what I think. They've got it all to do there. You know, I'm not in there. I'm not fighting for the world title. They are. So it's just giving them that as much support as you can possibly give them. And that's what it is, an understanding the fight game. You know, it isn't about you, you're right. It ain't about me. You know, if it was about me, I'd have all my beard trimmed, I'd have a six-pack, I'd be watching me eating salads. I'd want to come in here, look, I'm 18 odd stone, fat pig. It's not about me. I don't care about me. I don't care how I look. Yeah, I care about her dismantling the opponent and getting home. That's what I'm interested in. I'm in my 50s, seen my life 10 times over. I'm interested in what I can do for my fighters. That's it.
And we talk about doing that. We're going to move on to the last bit before I let you go, because I know, obviously, I'm the last one of the evening. Not overlooking Herman's at all, because you can't. Yet moving on to, obviously, a potential bout. Like you said, you can't overlook your opponents with Clarissa Shields. What does that fight mean to you guys as a team, as a collective? Like you said, you know Savannah, you've proved that. You know her well. You know when something's up. You can pinpoint what she's thinking. So as a team, what does this bout mean for you guys with Clarissa?
The way I look at boxing, it can be Clarissa, it can be anybody. It can be Femke Herman, it can be literally anybody. I'm dedicated and I do the best we can. We cover all the angles as best we can. When you do your best and you put your best foot forward, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. That's it. It's a matter of fact, isn't it? You know, what we're going to do, cry about it. If there's a loss, it's a loss. Congratulate the better fighter. That's it. Take it on the chin, roll up, get on with your life. You know, it's not an easy ride. You know, so you just got to do the best you can. And I'm not a negative person. I don't believe in what's going to happen if and what's going to happen if. If I start thinking like that, you know, then my confidence ain't where it should be. You know, there's ifs and buts. I don't have ifs and buts, to be honest. When I train a fighter and I tell them what to do, I know it works. You know, that's not having an edge, it's not being super confident, it's not part of it. I've got no ego anyway. But what I say works because I know it works. When I tell them to do something, it works. If they do what I tell them, it's fine. That's it. So there ain't no ifs or anything. You know, it should be fine. That's it.
So final words then for anyone out there, you know, like I said, I can imagine that people do come and knock at your door and say, you know, I'd like to be part of your team. Not saying that you're expanding your stable, but if there was a fighter out there, you know, someone that's got potential, someone that believes they can become a world champion, what do you look for? What are the attributes in a fighter that Peter Fury looks for?
Well, I think Peter Fury's in a fight with himself more than other fighters. My mind is a very funny thing. You know, life's not easy anyway. So I look and wake up some mornings and think, what's life about? So, you know, I battle with myself all the time. I'm sure everybody else does. So it's not about other fighters, it's about what I want to do. And at the moment, I feel tired, you know, so and I look at it and I'm looking at life itself. I've lost family members when they was young. I look at a lot of stuff. I'm a very, very deep thinker anyway.
I can see that.
So boxing is a bit of an escape for me, because probably I'm a raving nutcase, to be fair. But boxing gives me a release.
Relatable.
It takes my mind off a lot of shit
Relatable.
that goes on up here. So basically, I'm in a war with myself. I'm tugging all the time up and down. You know, sometimes I can be in the gym, be 3 stone lighter, and then I can't stand to look at it and eat everything under the sun, because you get in depressive states. Whatever you do, that's just how my mind is. You know. So sometimes I'm probably eccentric, raving mad, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So probably unstable myself, but that's the way I am. So it ain't about me taking other fighters. It's not a business, this. So I've ended up doing it by accident. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy me fighters, and you know, I hope we give good value for money. You know, and that's the thing, is putting good things back. You know, that's what I'm interested in doing. Putting good things back, letting people enjoy the fights. And I want to bring old school boxing back. I want to get rid of all of the wankers in the sport, if I could. Yeah? And let people be real and have a fight. That's what I want to see. Blood, snot, whatever happens, that I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see pain. That doesn't bother me. It's the fight game. Let people see what they want to see. Instead of all this pompous shit, building padded records up, and then when they have a fight, they get wet and fall apart. You've seen it many, many times. Yeah, I'm not into any of that. At least my fighters can never be called the dodging fighters. They got padded records. When my fighters fight, they can fight. That's it. My fighters are the real deal because they can fight. And if they get beat by the better fighter, it's because they're better fighters. That's it.
Just like that. What? Common sense.
Exactly. What's to be difficult about it? Do your best, and if you ain't good enough, then get better. That's it.
Wise words from Peter Fury. Before we go, do you want to bring your great nephew on just to say hello, introduce himself? Is he all right with that?
James Dean, he's been with his old uncle, he has. I'll tell you a little bit about him, actually. Come and sit here.
This is young James Dean. Let's make sure you're both in, sorted. You just have to put the mic up. You can be the host. Yes.
You can hold it, actually. Hold it there.
You make sure you speak into it so it's nice and clear.
Yeah.
So basically what's happened with him, I had a brother, he passed away at 53. So he's my brother's great-grandson. Now, he's been with me, I think, almost now, probably a year or two, is it?
Yeah, since 14.
Since he was 14. And
wow.
He's 16 now. Gary Booth trains him, because I ain't got time to mess with amateur boxers. But he always listens to me, and I give him advice, and I tell him what to do. So, if I'm here long enough, and he's old enough, then he'll come with his old uncle and he'll do well. Because again, it's my family, isn't it? I want him to do well. He's a baby to me and he's my brother's grandson, so you want him to do well, don't you? So that's where we are, James Dean, isn't it? So he's here.
So tell us a bit about your record then. Put the mic up so I can...
Well, so far I've had 13 amateur fights, won the National Junior Championships last year, and just keep going really. Just get a few more fights in. Few more, well, I'll say loads more, but try and get as many amateur fights as I can in, really. That's it.
So what weight do you think you'll go up to then, as you obviously get into your man strength?
I'm not really too sure what weight I'll be by the time I turn professional, but right now I'm 16 and I'm 70 to 75 kilos.
Good weight.
Yeah.
I think he'll probably end up around, could end up 6'4", 6'5", when Huey was his age, at 16, Huey was 66 kilos. Now we've got a 6'6", 17 and a half super heavyweight. So, he could end up at any size. He's a baby, isn't he?
Yeah. And how, what is it like then being with, your great uncle, who he is? And, I mean, he's took you on. My brother passed away last year. He was in his 50s as well. It was it's the cancer that got him.
That's a horrible disease.
So, yeah, I kind of get where you are with that. So to take on, your brother's grandson, great-grandson, it's admirable.
I've treated them all like me kids. I've got no favouritism with any of them. I've always treated my family's kids the same. So I'm not going to treat one half of the family. I've always been like that with them. So I'm going to give him the same opportunity as I give them. So he's here. I'm going to give him the opportunity. He wants to do it. And he's not being mollycoddled. I've got him living by himself. I said, if you want it, I ain't got time to mess around. Go in the gym, come away from your family. You're not a little boy. Get in the gym, have some fights. And he's done it. And he's listened to what I've had to say. He's listened to Gary Booth as well, who's having all of his amateur fights with. And he needs maximum credit, Gary Booth of Manchester. What is it called, the gym?
Manchester 31.
Manchester 31. So he trains him all the time. He gets advice off me because I want him to go through the hard knocks of it. I don't want him to say, come
no
in
shortcuts.
The There's no shortcuts here. This is the boxing world. He's got to get mentally strong. I want him to stay amateur until he's 20. He can have 60 or 70 fights. Doesn't matter if he's won or lost them, because it's amateur boxing. And when he's 20, if he's still in the same frame of mind, he can turn professional. And whatever I'm going to do, whether I retire, whatever I'm going to do.
You ain't retiring.
Whatever I'm going to do, though, he's on the right path. So I'm going to put him on the right path. And that's my job. And that's my job for my brother as well. He's not here.
What does that mean for you, James Dean?
It means the world to me, to be honest. It means the world. What better man do I need around me than my uncle? You know what I mean? Best team. Best team in really.
I'll see what happens tomorrow, we'll talk about. We'll see about the best team. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but no, it's all good. But you know what it is? It's like, again, it's that family line, isn't it? It's the history. And I look at these, and I think to myself, he's just shooted up like a mushroom. I don't even know where he's come from. All of a sudden I blinked and he's here. So wow. It's just what it is. But it's been nice, We got Huey, obviously other family members has been, and then we got him coming through. So, long may it continue.
Long may boxing live in the Fury family.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I mean, I really appreciate your time. Peter, it's been an absolute honour to share this time with you. If we never ever speak again, I will
Oh,
never,
sure.
ever forget this moment. I
I'm
really
sure we'll speak
appreciate
again.
it. Yeah.
And it's good speaking with you.
Yeah.
It really is.
October Red Boxing, young James Dean and Peter Fury. Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.